Hey guys, what's going on? It is Chris here. Once again, we are looking ahead to today's slate for Monday, February 24th for the NBA. Hopefully, you guys all good yesterday. Like we got a nice slate today. Nice lot to look at for sure. So, if you guys do go ahead and like the video, we do appreciate it, and also hit that sub button for more NBA FanDuel lineup advice videos. It was a cash a little bit yesterday for our premium. It was just kind of a weird one. We had KCP, and he just kind of ruined it. Not KCP, sorry, Cole Anthony ruined it as well. Both of them did. So, kind of one of those nights. We had a good core. We had Cunningham, but it's just unfortunate one or two guys. But we still cashed. So I will definitely take that for sure. Um, yeah, so we have FanDuel, DraftKings, $25 per month for each, two lineups per day. And like I said, we just did very good a couple days ago. We actually did 750. And then if you guys go on our Twitter, we didn't do a video yesterday, but then I won 1,600 again on the 22nd. So, like I said, you guys can follow everything on Twitter. That's the best way to keep up to date. Sometimes I don't post videos, but I do post on my Twitter. Um, but yeah, like I said, FanDuel's our main thing. DraftKings as well. Like I said, I've won 100,000 over there as well. So if you guys want to play that, definitely would love to do that for you guys as well. If you just want to try it out for the day pass, we can do FanDuel or DraftKings for a day pass for two lineups or one lineup. So, and like I said, Chris Anthony NBA 1 on Twitter. Give us a follow and we'll get you guys all set up. And if you guys just have any questions or anything like that, we could definitely answer that all for you. So, not too bad of a slate today. Like I said, yesterday was kind of wonky. I don't know, it was a weird one. It was a hit and miss. It was a good slate, but it was a weird one. I multi-mass entered last night, had some solid hits, man, but I had too much KCP and too much Anthony. I mean, I had a ton of gorgeous Niang last night. Dude popped off and just yeah, too much Cole Anthony. So let's get into it today. We got the Clippers and Pistons. So back to back for both these guys. Pistons scored 146 last night. Clippers got slightly blown out. So we'll see how we do. Back to back for both these teams. 223.5 and a 2.5 spread. So we'll see if Kawhi plays in this one or not. If he doesn't, we know, he might sit. Um, like I said, he's kind of been up and down here recently. Um, it said out against the Pacers, so he might play in this one. Maybe we'll see if it's a might be a flip for him. So definitely keep an eye on that one. Um, Besides that, I really don't have a ton in this game. I just don't really care for it. Um, I mean, Dunn maybe again if Powell's out because Simmons is out, but most part, I just don't really care for it. I did have some Dennis Schroeder and some GPPs, but I just not really feeling it in this game. So I'm almost a full fade on this game to be honest with you. Denver and Indiana play yesterday against the Clippers. We got Denver in this one. We have a 245.5 and a 5.5 spread. I think that might be going, but dang. Um, Almost a 250 total. So once again, Tyrese Haliburton, Jamal Murray, both these teams aren't the greatest on defense, so you can definitely look at these guys. Murray's going to play again. You can even go back to the well with Andrew Nimbard at 5,300. Benedict Mathurin didn't do good yesterday, but you can, like I said, another guy go back to the well, get you 25, 30 points at 5,600. Um, Christian Braun could be an okay option. Michael Porter, 20, 25, 26. Indiana does struggle pretty good against the power forward position, so Aaron Gordon, like I said, maybe a little bit of Michael Porter, but Aaron Gordon's a little bit cheaper, still kind of coming back from that injury, kind of going all over the place, but he should play in this game. And I think he's a good option at 5,900, almost a 250 total with a guy that puts up double-digit points. I think he should be pretty popular tonight. So another guy to look at is Nikola. If you can get him in there, get him in there. Not a good game against the Lakers. They shut him down pretty good, but also he didn't shoot the ball much. Had a ton of turnovers. Faster pace. It's a back-to-back here for Indiana. They just went up against Zubac. Greatest against them, but going up against two big dogs back to back, Zubac and Jokic, might be a little tiring here for Indiana. So, I definitely don't mind Jokic for obvious reasons. If you can get him in there, almost $13,000 though. On the flip side, like I said, Turner, Siakam, they're both worth looks for sure. Centers, Denver's terrible against. I would rather go Siakam, a little bit more upside for me, but Turner can obviously pop off. And then Bryant maybe in some GPPs as well. So yeah, that should be a good game to target. Probably 2, 3 guys in that one. Chicago and Philly. We'll see what's going on. Joel Embiid's game time decision. I wouldn't be surprised if he's out maybe for a little bit. We have a 231 and a 4.5 spread. So it's the 4.5 spread telling me that Joel Embiid or Maxey, one of them, may not play in this game. This should be way higher than a 4.5. I know Sixers haven't been good, but if all three of those big guys are in, it should be way higher than a 4.5 against Chicago. So still not a bad total. So like I said, if Embiid's out, I really don't mind going to Drummond. We haven't really seen a ton of Drummond, but like I said, Chicago's really bad as well. So if Drummond gets 20, 22 minutes, he can go get you 23, 24 points, maybe even higher. So GPP for Drummond. If Joel Embiid plays, you can look at him, but he hasn't really been that great. If Joel Embiid is out, Paul George for sure comes into play. Probably going to get you about 38 to 40 fantasy points at 7,200. That's very cheap for a dude that just played 40 minutes against Brooklyn. So keep an eye on Joel Embiid. Chicago side, see, we do have Kobe White's going to play. Ayu Desamnu is going to be out in this one, so you can obviously look at Bazulius in this one. Um, he's been kind of up and down recently. It's not really the best game for him, so GPPs for me only. In this one, um, some of the projections are liking Lonzo. I don't know why. I'm having a really hard time with it here. Um, you could take a GPP shot with him maybe, but I don't know. I mean, he's only 4'9", I guess. You only need it for 20, 23, 24. But I don't know. He's been all over the place. But you can look at him, I guess. But we'll see. If, like I said, if Embiid's out, if Maxey does play, it's a solid spot. Chicago, yeah, middle of the road actually against center position. Point guard. But you can still look at it. You can still look at him a little bit. Giddy could be an okay, cash game if you want to. So keep an eye on that one. It should be get a little bit news on that one since it's 4 p.m. game. All right, Brooklyn and Washington. Man, Washington looked terrible last night in that second half. We have a 217 and a 2.5. So, um, see who I'm looking at. Keon Johnson at 5'7", a guy that's a 23, 24% usage rate. Kalabali, Poole, like I said, they're GPPs for me. Cam Johnson's in a solid spot at 6'9". Keyshawn George, I could see him having a slight bounce back here. He was in foul trouble a ton in that game against Orlando yesterday. So he still played 27 minutes, but he really didn't do much. Wasn't really competitive. So I could see him coming back a little bit in this game, but like I said, he is GPP at 5'3". But Cam Johnson at 6'9" is really good. Trendon Watford, 4'4". People are going to have him. Keep an eye on Sar. I'm not sure if he's going to play here. Is out. Okay. So we'll see. I mean, if Sar's back, another guy at 6'1", I don't mind putting him in there if he comes back and we hear he doesn't have minute restriction. Um, at 6'1", I could see him going in there at lower ownership, and then don't mind looking at maybe sharpen GPPs. Just remember though, if Sar's back, it's probably going to hurt the guys like Tristan a little bit, and maybe a little bit of Holmes as well. So keep that in mind. But besides that, not a ton going on. Let's see here. You could look at Killian Hayes again if he gets to start. He didn't do the greatest last time. Well, like I said, we'll see on that one. I don't want a ton of exposure. Maybe one, if that. Moving on to Miami and Atlanta. This one's a half decent total in this one. We got 8 and 1.5, so back to back for both of these. More here on the Miami side. Atlanta's defense is terrible, almost everywhere. So the guys like Hero, like I said, I know they just played last night. They're going to be very popular. So Hero, Bam, they're popular for good reasons. Um, And then you can even look at Andrew Wiggins against here Atlanta. He's been doing a lot better in Miami at 6'6". I think another a solid cash game play for 33 to 35 fantasy points. So, like I said, look at him, Bam Adebayo, Ware as well. So Atlanta's not bad against the center position, but one thing that they are not good at is they give up a little bit of blocks and quite a bit of rebounds, and that's kind of what Ware does. So I could see Ware for 28 to 30 in this one at 57. Price came down. Just if you can stay out of foul trouble and keep his minutes up, then I don't mind looking at him. So, um, as normal, Gorgeous Niang at 4-5. You can look at him. He might have ownership. I'm not going to go his way tonight. Another GPP play is Davion Mitchell. If you want to look that way, he is starting. But he's been really risky, but he's been playing good minutes at 4,100. So he could be worth a look, but his usage rate is very, very, very low. Um, so besides that, I don't think I really have too much in that one. So like I said, probably one or two Miami guys, maybe Atlanta and GPPs, but like I said, I'm feeling more Miami in this one. All right, Minnesota and Oklahoma City. We have a 228 and a 12.5. Yeah, I don't have a ton in this one. It's a back-to-back for Minnesota, so we'll see if they rest anybody. I'd be surprised if they do, but one guy to look at is Jalen Clark. If Minnesota does rest anybody and Clark plays, you can look at him again. He did get the start. Only played 17 minutes, but had 27. Like I said, this guy's good on the defense. Only bad thing is OKC doesn't really turn the ball over. Sorry, turn the ball over a ton. So GPP only if you're playing a ton of lineups. Jalen Williams, though, at 80 was at 83, solid option. But like I said, they got homegrown Williams. They're sharing the ball a little bit more. So, but still, Williams not bad. Holmgren still not bad. Just this one could be a blowout. So, um, keep an eye on it. If Rudy's out, maybe Naz. But I just don't have a ton of Minnesota as of now, since it is kind of a back to back for them, and I'm not expecting a ton from Minnesota. Portland and Utah in this one. So this one could be a good one. We have a 232 and a 5.5 spread. We will go look at the defense on this one because it's definitely noteworthy for sure. So come on. Okay, there we are. So let's go look at the Utah defense. Let's see if you guys are new here. Red means they're good against the position. Yellow means they're neutral. Green means they're not good at all. So, center, shooting guard, point guard, they struggle. Small forward, power forward, they kind of struggle as well. So I don't mind this game. Um, we'll just see who comes out. GPP, I think Henderson or Sharp, one of the two is going to go off. I don't know which one it's going to be. I think maybe Henderson's overdue. In this one, Simons is a solid cash game play. Um, and then, you got to look out for Walker Kessler. He's game time decision, same as Marketing. This is a late game. But like I said, if Kessler and Marketing are both out, Kyle Flipowski is worth an option here. Sorry, worth a shot. I thought there was one more that had my attention. Let me try to find it. Oh yeah, this is kind of where it gets interesting. So like, if Marketing and Collins and Walker, those guys are all out. Since the ball, Johnny Juzag and Cody Williams are all going to have to play here. So, since the ball will probably start if Marketing's out, I would assume. Maybe Cody Williams. But like I said, they're playing these guys a little more. Not the greatest matchups, maybe some GPPs. But like I said, if those guys are all out, they're going to have to play 20, 23 minutes. So, guys like Johnny Juzak, like I said, racked up 19 points, 7 for 11 on the ninth. Obviously, that was a little bit ago, but when Johnny Juzak can play a little bit, this guy, he goes out there and has a solid usage rate. So, like I said, GPP's only for Johnny. He can get you 23, 24. Like I said, if those guys are all out, definitely he could get you a little bit more than that. Cody Williams, another guy, not really an offensive guy. They've used him here and there. Probably will get the start, but not my favorite play. Like I said, Sensabaugh and Johnny Juzag are I would put in front of him. Sensabaugh being the favorite out of those three I mentioned. But yeah, Sharp and Henderson on the flip side. are good plays. I mean, I don't know what's going on with Sky Mikhailov. That he's just out of the rotation. Just sucks because he's a solid player, man. I wouldn't be surprised if they give him some minutes here. I mean, like I said, if those guys are all out, maybe Mikhailov gets some run, but they just don't play the dude. Portland's really not the greatest against the point guard position, so George, I think he'll be very popular and almost like a must play. Like I said, they're middle of the road, but give up assists and steals, but everywhere else are not the greatest at. So Collier, George, like I said, George usually comes off the bench, so those two main guys there. And like I said, Clarkson's out, so it's gonna be very interesting what's going on with Utah. Like I said, those three guys I mentioned could definitely come into play, and plus Kyle as well if Walker is out. All right, moving on to the last game, we have Charlotte and Sacramento. Man, Sacramento's just been really frustrating, man. Like, really. We have a 233 and 11.5 spread here. So it looks like Ball's going to be back. You know what? I don't mind a flyer with him. I know LaMelo's didn't have a good game last time, but I don't mind putting him in there at 93. Um, Zach LaVine, GPP only for me. Miles Bridges at 8.6 could be all right in cash games. DeMar DeRozan's probably one of my favorite Sacramento plays here. Charlotte defense is not good, and DeRozan's really been the main dude for this team since Fox has been gone. So at 7.6, I'll take him over Zach LaVine. Let me see. No one else down here that I'm really caring for. Nurk is up to 5.8 though, man. His price is coming up. Still playing low minutes. But he's worth a look. I mean, like I said, he's putting up pretty good points, but he just doesn't play the biggest minutes right now. So maybe they put his minutes up, but GPP only for me. So that's kind of what we're feeling. Not a big Sabonis fan, so see, we'll go plug in a couple guys for you just real quick. We're getting a little close on the time here. So like I said, Young's all right. GPPs. I would rather go LaMelo. Poole's worth a GPP. Simon's cash games. Keontae George at 6.4 if you don't want to go that way. Isaiah Collier at 6,000. Andrew Nimbard at 53 for cash games. Scoot Henderson is my GPP guy that could boom or bust in this situation. Just a good spot for him. My projections like Lonzo early. I don't, but they do. Probably just cash games is what I would say in that situation for Ball. All right, and then shooting guards, as I mentioned, Halberton is in a solid spot. Tyler Hero is probably one of my favorite plays on this one against Atlanta. Kamara, cash game. Benedict Mathurin, GPPs. Quentin Grimes is a solid cash game play. I forgot to mention him at only 5.5, especially if Joel Embiid is out. So there's a couple guys I can go and fill this lineup, but that's kind of what we're looking at. So as normal, if you guys want to get in on premium, $25 per month or $55 for the rest of the season. It includes the first two rounds of the playoffs. If you want to try us out for the day, $9 per day for two lineups or $5 just for one. Follow us on Twitter, Chris Anthony NBA 1. That's the best way to keep up on everything. Sometimes we don't post videos, but we do post information on our Twitter. So once again, I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you guys have a good day, and we'll see you guys in the next one.